Focus on my brake lights. Ain't turning back. Now that I'm back on track, yeah. Take my word from it. Put a couple bands on it. And I don't plan on letting people turn me. No. You can say what you want. I'ma keep pressing on. I can't go pop that green light. I'm feeling green right. Talking to my past life. Focus on my brake lights. Cruising to my future now.
You said that we were all here grooving, and I'm the only one that odd one out, but that's okay. Welcome to our chaos. Welcome to Breaking the Silence.
Yes.
Before anything else, we already want to introduce ourselves.
Yes, we do.
My name is Angeli.
I'm Nori.
I'm Shaitia.
And again, we are Breaking the Silence.
We are.
Ladies, let me tell you a fun fact that I learned this week.
Okay.
Well, it's fascinating for me that you know that rats like peanut butter.
I just told you that.
Exactly. That's a fascinating fact from our friend that she told me
about throw you under the bus.
I learned it from her. I
Yes.
didn't know. I thought they just like cheese and Chinese food, but anyway,
Chinese food.
from New York rats.
Yes.
Okay, so
Do you have a fun fact for me?
Yes. Okay. Did you know that cats are actually lactose intolerant? They cannot drink milk.
Ooh.
Really?
Yes.
So it means you can raise one.
Interesting.
Yeah, maybe not.
No.
Maybe not. Never
They
mind.
cannot drink milk. So the TV shows lie to you people.
Really?
They cannot drink milk.
Interesting.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
I have a fun fact. It's
Okay.
useless, but I found it fascinating. Australia is wider than the moon.
Wow.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
The moon is
Wow.
pretty big.
Yeah.
But Australia, yeah, it's wider. Way
Okay.
wider than the moon. So if
Alright.
you didn't know,
Now you know.
now you know.
Well, those are fun facts
Yeah.
and fascinating facts. You know, we have like some pets. Well, not rats. They're not pets, right? Cats, and we have some countries, Australia as well. So what are your fun facts that you've learned this week? You can actually even send us a DM or give us a
Yeah.
shout out for that fun fact. But today we have some really good topics that we're going to be talking about. One of them is self-love. How do I love me when I've been through so much?
Oh my
Okay.
god.
That is a question that
This is a good one.
Yeah.
a lot of people are probably not voicing it out as much, but they're constantly thinking
Yeah.
about it.
Yes.
So we're
I
going to
like
be
that one.
giving you some tips on
gonna be
how
good.
you can love yourself. Okay. Another one is building a new life from scratch.
Okay.
Because when you've gone through so many things in life, it seems like it's hard for you to actually, build a new life when everything's like gone away, disappeared. Now I have to build from square one, from scratch. How do we do that? So
Okay.
we're
I like
here
that one
on
too.
your rescue to
gonna be
give you
interesting.
some tips as well, practical
Yes.
advices. You're welcome.
Always.
However, we're gonna give you some time for you to be able to sit down, for you to be able to take a break,
Yes.
for you to be able to breathe in and out to get ready for our next topics. Okay, so we're gonna go on a quick break and we'll be back.
The show isn't over yet. Don't change the channel. We will be right back with more Breaking the Silence.
Being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and mental health.
Find the resources you need
to make your mental health a priority.
love your mind.
Stronger together. Breaking the Silence is your community for support and inspiration.
Are you feeling like you're at the end of your rope? Has life become an endless series of problems with no relief in sight? You've reached out for help, but it feels like no one truly understands. Everyone seems to be so busy with their own lives, and you don't want to add your problems to their load. So many people feel exactly the same way, afraid to ask for help, worried about being judged, misunderstood, or becoming a burden. As a result, they stay silent, allowing their struggles to pile up until they can't take it anymore. Don't let things get to that point. You don't have to face this alone. Pick up the phone and reach out for help. Our 24-hour helpline is here for you, created to be a place of support and refuge for anyone feeling overwhelmed and hopeless. Call us at 1-888-332-4141 or text 1-888-312-4141. No matter what time or day, someone will always be there to listen and offer spiritual support. You won't be judged, and your problems will not be dismissed. We're here to help you find the strength to face your challenges. You are not alone. Let us help you find your way forward.
On Breaking the Silence, we aim to broaden your horizons on a variety of topics.
Understand that things happen, life happens, mistakes happen.
Beneficial advice you can use in your daily life.
When you're mentally exhausted, it's a completely different thing.
Let's explore today's topic together on Breaking the Silence.
How do I love myself when I have nothing to offer? When I'm always the one to blame? When I'm worthless? When everybody told me that it's my fault? And these questions come to your mind every single day without even maybe voicing it out to anybody, or maybe worse, even yourself. So ladies, how do we love ourselves after a major setback, after a traumatic experience, after something that happened that seemed like the world fell apart? And now how do we bounce back from that? How do we gain our self-worth back? Because sometimes we tie it into our self-worth that, hey, this happened, it was all my fault, I'm the one to blame, so now I'm worthless. I can't do anything anymore. I don't have a future. No, don't trust anything for me to do because I'm going to mess it up anyways.
Yeah. And I think the first step is to have acceptance for yourself, you know, flaws and all, because it's easy for you to be like, okay, I love myself. You know, a lot of people say they love themselves, but they don't accept themselves. So it's like, if you can't accept yourself for maybe your past mistakes, your trauma, what you've been through, what you're going through right now, then how are you going to love yourself? So you have to accept yourself like, okay, I'm not where I want to be, but I love where I'm at. You know, I love me. I want to invest in me because that's a form of self-love. Your investment in yourself, being like, okay, this is my starting point and this is where I want to be, but I'm right here, and you take step by step, day by day, because you just can't automatically wake up one day and be like, I love me. I'm the best person ever. I'm awesome. No, you have to be able to be like, okay, I have some mistakes. I have some flaws. I have some things that I want to get over. I'm healing right now, and I love the fact that I'm making an effort to heal.
You know, compassion as well. I think compassion is one of the biggest things as well. Like, okay, take for example a friend, a family member, somebody who you consider. You know, if they went through something that you did, would you criticize them? No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't. You would be that comfort. You would show them grace. And that's exactly what we have to have for ourselves as well. And it goes back to this same thing that happens all the time. You know, whenever someone comes to you with their troubles, oh my goodness, you're like this great therapist. You're like this great counselor, and you give great advice to the point where people even come back to you and they're like, ooh, girl, but you told me that day, ooh, you don't know how much it helped me. But when it comes to you, you don't apply the same thing. So I think, you know, compassion and giving yourself that grace is also important.
Yeah. And also when you do, I like this one, mirror exercise. Because when you go to a mirror, especially for those who don't like, of course, after a traumatic event, you're probably the last one who wanna look at yourself and say that, hey, you did a good job. No, you didn't, right?
Yeah.
So it's a hard thing for some people, but for us, it might be something like, it's very silly. You can just go in the mirror, get ready, or, dress up or whatever. But for some, it could be like the hardest thing to look at the mirror and actually not see the scars, not see the wounds, not see what happened in the past. It could be that's what is reflecting on the mirror.
Yeah.
But instead of seeing that, or your brain or your mind starts to look at it, hey, you're the mistake, you're the one to blame. Shift that to say, I'm proud of my resilience, that I'm still here. Or I appreciate that right now I'm accepting that, yes, I did go through some stuff. I did go through some really difficult moments, but I'm here ready to learn, ready to bounce back. Appreciate yourself instead of right away, oh, you know what? You're no case anymore. Like, you're a lost case. You don't have a future. You're worthless. What happened? It's because of you. So might as well don't even dive into that relationship. Don't even talk to these family members that you've hurt, or, you've cut that bridge over. That bridge was already burned. That workplace that you worked before, you don't have to apply for that job anymore because you got fired because, you did something really stupid. So you all have all of these thoughts come to your mind when you look in the mirror. However, when you rewire your brain, your mind, and say, you know what, it's the opposite, right? It did happen. Yes, of course, as you said, acknowledging that it did happen, because if you don't acknowledge it, there's no way for you to be able to move forward for the next step.
And that's something that I actually had to practice, because I will always see my flaws, because growing up, my siblings, they were not the nicest ones, and they were jokesters. Like, in their mind, they're joking, they're being funny, but they didn't know how much it hurt me. So growing up, I didn't like to look in the mirror. I couldn't. I would just get dressed really quickly because I just saw the flaws that they would point out. I would just hear the words that they would tell me. And I had to practice that, like looking at myself for 5 seconds at a time and be like, okay, today was 5 seconds. Okay, tomorrow's going to be more. Until I was able to value what I saw, because we all have value. And that's something that we need to see within ourselves. Like, I am worth something, despite my mistakes, despite whatever. And that's something that I had to practice, that knowing I'm not perfect. I'm not going to be good at everything. I'm not going to be the best at this, or, I'm going to make mistakes sometimes. And those mistakes are okay for me to make. So that's something that I had to do in the mirror. Like, it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to not be perfect. And I had to start setting boundaries for myself, because that is a form of self-love, not allowing those negative thoughts to keep coming back, because maybe you are fighting against it, but the same people who are bringing it up is still coming around you. Right. So then you have to have that boundary, like, you know what, I value my peace more than this relationship, or I value my peace more than this friendship. And if I have to love you from a distance for now, I'm gonna love you from a distance right now until you can see the change within me. Maybe they don't see it, but if you see that change within yourself, you value that peace for yourself.
I always tell people, never put yourself on a silver platter for people who don't deserve you. And I think that's another step in order to learn how to love yourself again. Because at times when it comes to past experiences, negative experiences, past traumas, anything of that sort, it's hard to kind of see yourself the way you want to see yourself. And let me make myself a bit clear. What is it that you want? You want to excel. You want to be prosperous. You want to be great. You want to be seen. You want to be all of these great things. That's what you want. But because of circumstances or where you find yourself at the moment, you probably say, no, that's just too far for me to reach. So you settle for anything or anyone that comes to you. You end up putting yourself on a silver platter. And with that being said, you allow circumstances, or you allow people to place labels on you. You allow people to take you for a ride. You allow people to bring you down. You accept whatever life throws at you, and you're like, well, okay, that's just how it is, and I just have to take it. No, you don't have to take it, and it also depends on everybody, because there's some people that they're okay with being rude, crude with themselves and ripping off that Band-Aid. You know, I'm that type of person. You know, there was a point in my life where I didn't like where I was. I didn't like where I was mentally, emotionally. I was just this very angry person that, you know, my mentality was, I'm going to get you before you get me, you know? And it came to a point where I was like, you know what, enough is enough. I don't like this feeling. At the end of the day, I'm still upset. I'm still miserable. When I lay my head on that pillow, I'm still frustrated and sad and empty. What can I do? You have to be able to say, okay, enough is enough. And also, like one of you mentioned about acceptance, accept where you at right now. That doesn't mean that you have to conform to it.
Or stay there.
Exactly. Or stay there. Accept it. Be realistic with yourself and be like, okay, this is where I'm at. But where is it that I want to go? And start taking baby steps like you mentioned.
Yeah. And make short-term goals, you know, because a lot of times we have these long-term goals.
Yeah.
And we're like, I want to be a millionaire by the age of 25. And as you said, it's not realistic. But when you set short-term goals, you actually start to feel more accomplished when you reach those little milestones. And it will keep encouraging you to keep going forward each and every time.
Yeah. And you have to understand, too, that when you don't love yourself, it reflects, you know. People would actually receive that. You don't you don't say it that, hey, I don't love myself, but your actions, your behavior, when a compliment was given to you, or when they do nice things to you, oh no, I don't deserve it. You know, I've done so much worse in the past. Like, how can I deserve this great thing that you're giving me? Like a helping hand is given to you, and you're like, oh, wow, this great person or this coworker who's giving me a hand right now when I sabotage the whole thing. You know, so when you don't receive help, when you don't receive a compliment, when you're just like, you know, brushing it off and saying, you know, it's nothing. That's one way as well that you're telling other people around you that I don't love myself. And they see that, they sense that you don't love yourself. So once you started doing that, once you started loving yourself, step by step, like the tips that we gave them, mirror exercises, looking at the reality and making sure that you're accepting where you are at the moment, but not staying there, moving forward step by step, then you were showing that, hey, right now I might not make this great move. However, I'm walking towards that healing, right? And for our viewers, what is one kind act that you are going to do starting from now for yourself? One kind act, conscious act that you're going to do, whether that's mirror exercise, whether that's telling yourself, I am resilient, I am enough, I'm beautiful, I deserve to be loved, I deserve to be happy as well. You can actually share it with us in our Instagram page. However, we're going to go right now to our break, and we'll be right back.
Hear from strong women who are crushing their goals, overcoming challenges, and living their best lives. You won't want to miss a single empowering minute. Stay tuned and join the movement.
My piece of advice is always coming from the Word of God, the Bible, and this Word never ever fails.
Stream weekly on the Soul Food Podcast with Bishop Joshua, where you will hear live guests share their transformation stories. Stay connected with us for more soul food. Ask questions, leave your comments on each episode, and leave a voice message. We will gladly answer here on the podcast because this soul food is for you.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me.
That was perfect.
But I heard every word.
The biggest, most convincing mistake of all time is the belief that everyone is a child of God. But how could this idea be true when there is so much evil, injustice, and chaos in the world? How could a loving God bear children who spew hatred and instigate war? How could God be the father of those who do the very things that he condemns? If God were merely human, this could be attributed to some genetic flaw. But since God is perfect, how can we reconcile the existence of so many imperfect children? In Are We All God's Children? Edir Macedo answers these and other questions and describes the 3 types of people in the world, their characteristics, their conflicts, how each of us can become a child of God, and much more. Request a copy of this book with a $25 gift donation. Call 1-888-691-2291. An enlightening book that will lead you to discover the true paternity of your soul.
Overhyped or overcritiqued? We've got a list of trends to evaluate. Join the host in deciding whether to pump it or dump it on Breaking the Silence.
Pump it or dump it. Okay, so we have some viral fads going around the internet lately.
Okay.
So we're not experts, okay? We're just doing this for
Not at
fun.
all.
We want to give our commentaries, although I don't know if they're valuable or not. They might be valuable, but
They're
we have
valuable to us.
They're
Yeah.
valuable to us, yes, and for you viewers as well. So we're going to have these viral fads, and then we're gonna pump it or dump it. Okay, ready?
Yes.
Ready.
All right, our first one that we want to pump or dump is the quiet luxury aesthetic. Okay, so expensive, logo-free, minimalist fashion that signals wealth without shouting it. It's like, basically, it's shouting and yelling, classy, elegance. You know, I don't need to show off, basically.
Yeah.
I will definitely
pump
pump it.
I pump it.
Pump
Yes.
it.
I just feel like certain people just buy stuff just for the brand of it. So like when you have like no brand, no logo, like
Yeah.
actively open,
Right.
then it helps you.
Yeah.
At least for me. It's more classy.
Yeah.
I like this. I'm definitely pumping
Pump
it.
it.
All
Yes,
the way.
all of us pumping
yes.
it.
Yes, we
Yes.
are.
Okay.
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 So
all right.
our next one is oversized Stanley style water tumbler. Carrying giant, bright colored, emotional support water bottles everywhere you go. Miss Nori's already dumping it.
Do you see my hand?
You know, I pump it.
No.
I pump it because I feel like it does give us more like encouragement to drink more water. And I can't lie, I have a lot in my cabinet, so I pump it. I'm a victim of this.
You're pumping it? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
You're dumping
She's
it, right?
I am dumping it.
For me, maybe not the Stanley, but I have a water.
Yeah,
a big
like it
water
says
bottle.
Stanley style, so it's like not that
I'll
official
pump
one.
it
Yeah.
because I have one. So
Listen,
And she
pump
carries it wherever
there
she
she
goes.
is. So I'm
Two
pumping.
I'm dumping it because for me it's just like, for me it's a waste. I'm so sorry. I know people, okay?
They have one in every color.
I know people that they have a whole bunch in different colors and all sizes.
To match
and
every
sometimes
outfit.
even when I come to work and I look at their desk, OMG.
Oh my goodness.
They have like
I wonder
3.
who.
I'm like, did you need to come in with all 3 of them?
Hint,
And she's
hint,
like,
hint.
well, one is my coffee and one is my iced water.
It's not me.
You know,
It's the other one.
but I
It's the
just
one
find
on
it a
that
waste.
side.
And for me, like the price of these things are ridiculous. I could invest it in something else. So that's why I'm dumping it.
Yeah.
But okay, fine.
All right.
Let's
Okay.
go. Let's
Our
go
next
into our
one.
next
Our next
one.
one.
Okay, so our next one is the Dinah Girl trend. So viral trend where women showcase assembling random snacks like cheese, olives, crackers as a legitimate no-cook meal. So, ladies, are you guys pumping it or dumping it?
I pump it.
No, for
I
me,
pump it.
I like cooking, so no, I'll dump
Why
it.
are you pumping it?
I think because it gives you ideas to have quick snacks that are healthy rather than just grabbing like the chips. Because sometimes you don't want food, you want a snack. But it's like, it's healthier, it's quick, and you have something more creative. Let's say someone comes over and you want to do something nice for them. Then you find a whole bunch of different like ideas for them.
Okay, since you put it that way, okay, why are you dumping?
For me,
it?
it's dumping. I like to cook, but even though with this as well, the idea it's good, but still, I'm dumping it.
Yeah, I liked your idea. The way you put it made me want to change my mind. Like initially, I was definitely dumping it because I'm on the go person. So the way I would prep stuff or kind of snack, once I purchase my groceries and stuff, I already put it like in Ziploc bags or whatever. That way, whenever I do want to snack, bam, I just grab and go.
You know, little lunch boxes that like when you open it, you know, it's like compartment. You know the word.
Yeah.
But it's like so nice and cute, and it's something that you kind of do for yourself to make yourself feel a little special. Like we talked about, you know, self-love.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So you're dumping it and
I'm pumping
no,
it.
you're pumping it and we're dumping it. Yeah, I'm dumping it. So dump it.
Okay.
All right. Next one.
Next one is de-influencing videos. So creators posting videos telling you which viral products not to buy to save money and combat overconsumption.
I'm torn. And I'm only torn.
I won't pump it.
I'm only torn because I pump it, but I'm also torn because sometimes I just feel like some people might say something just to promote something else or things. So I don't know how much of it is true nowadays. Like in the beginning, I would be like, okay, yeah, definitely. But now it's kind of hard to know what is true, what is not true.
Yeah.
But I still will pump it if I had to choose.
Yeah, I would pump it too. Why? Because some people, like you said, they do it, you know, so they can get people like to purchase the items or whatever. But then there's some people who they really care about, like, let's say the ingredients or the side effects or whatever. And those are things that they're willing to mention and to expose, which will also put you in the position like, okay, let me do a little bit more research on this and see if it's really worth me spending my money on. You know, so
Okay, so me is dump it. Because you got to do your research. Whatever you're putting in your body, you're placing on your skin, or whatever it is, anything, you got to do your own research. Don't rely on, you know, whatever. You can watch these videos, but again, as Nori said, you have to do your own research so that because they can sound really, really convincing. And say that, hey, this one has something in it that you're not supposed to eat. And you could be like really, really like, oh yeah, I'm not going to eat it. But then you didn't do your research and then you end up losing on whatever is
something
great
I could have benefited. Yeah, exactly.
Alrighty.
Okay, so we have
for me it's dump it and they're pumping it.
Yeah,
both
so
of them.
Pump it.
Yeah, so pump.
Alrighty. So our next one is cold plunge ice bath challenge, the wellness practice of immersing oneself in freezing water for a few minutes to recovery and mental clarity. I dump it.
It's a dump.
I cannot do anything like I cannot do a cold bath, cold shower, anything like that. So that's I know the benefits, but I can't. Yeah. Sorry, I dump
You would never catch me doing something like that. Yeah, I'm dumping it.
I dump it.
We don't even need to explain.
We don't even need to explain.
Say no more. Dumping it.
Dump it. All right.
Okay.
Next one. So the next one is using AI. Using AI. Replying on artificial intelligence to write simple work emails, thank you notes, or party invitations. Bam, bam, bam. Look what we're doing.
I feel like it's making people too lazy nowadays.
Exactly.
No,
OMG.
Yeah.
Mindless.
You know what I was saying about the other day before when we didn't have all of these technologies and stuff like that? Like, people found themselves more fit. People were more interactive with each other. You know, there was everything, it was just better, like overall.
And you remember more.
Yeah.
And your memory is good.
For me, the key word was simple tasks. I think it helps, like, if it's something complex, but something simple, like thank you letters and stuff, like, come on, you don't
gotta
need
stop being lazy.
And plus, it's not genuine. Like, if you wanted to thank someone or appreciate someone, it has to come from you.
Exactly.
But you're relying on it.
Dumping. We're dumping it. Alrighty. Next one.
Let's go. Ultra baggy jeans trend. So a fashion trend where denim is extremely wide-legged and floor sweeping, the antithesis of skinny jeans. Nope.
pump it.
Yeah.
I guess it all depends.
Extremely wide leg. No, I'm going to be swallowed by this jean.
Well, because you're like super duper petite.
Is a
She's
no.
like this.
Yeah.
So no.
I pump it.
I am in my wide leg phase, so I am definitely
I've always
pumping
loved
it.
like bell bottom and like back, like
Bell
wide
bottom
leg
is good,
pants and
but
stuff like
this
that.
extremely.
I hated the skinny jean phase, so I'm so happy for the wide leg phase.
All right.
Yeah.
For ladies, they're
Yes,
pumping
pump it.
I'm dumping
Pump it.
I hear you, ladies. Don't worry. I got your back.
Okay, so next one is micro-dosing coffee cubes. Pre-made frozen coffee cubes that you drop into milk/water, meant to provide perfectly portioned, slow caffeine release.
I like this.
No, dump.
I like it. I'm pumping it.
I think I'm gonna dump it.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna dump it.
Really?
I'm dumping it. Yeah.
I mean, it sounds good.
I think I like fresh coffee.
Yeah.
And you know
better
what? I've been trying to do this with so many different things, like with turmeric and ginger,
I
like
think
the cubes.
but like it says coffee cubes. I think the coffee.
But we can
for
also
me-
try that as
No.
well. Okay, well
I'm dumping it.
I pump it.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Next one. Let's go. So our next one is loud budgeting. OMG. The cultural shift of openly and proudly telling friends or family you can't afford something. For example, a trip, a dinner out to reduce financial pressure.
Oh, you see my legs and everything? Because I'm pumping this one.
I pump it.
Why did I know that they were going to pump it? Oh my gosh.
Oh, for sure.
Yes, I pump because sometimes people just can't take the hint that you like. They keep off. So when I tell you sorry, I can't. Like you got to take the hint. Like I was trying nicely, but sometimes you can't.
Yeah,
so
please.
Okay, well they pumped it, so you know what? I'm gonna go with the flow this time, and I'm gonna pump it too.
Okay.
Oh Lord. All right, we got one more. Yes, we do.
One more, last one. The 5 to 9 morning routine. So waking up extremely early, for example, 5 a.m., to complete a dedicated multi-step wellness routine. Yoga, journaling, complex breakfast before the workday starts. I don't know about this.
I pump it.
I don't know.
I pump it. Not necessary that I'm gonna do it at 5 a.m. But I do have like a little morning.
Pump it. Okay, that's what I want.
Yeah,
to pump
I have a morning routine that I like to do, kind of like to get me started throughout the day.
Maybe not the 5.
And
maybe
I think you'll be more refreshed. Like if you just jump up and get straight into it, you're kind of like still a little groggy. But when you do it like something beforehand, you feel more refreshed and that you got more done throughout the day.
Exactly. You definitely got more done throughout the day.
This
yes.
one then.
So we're all pumping it.
We're working on our better
Oh,
ones.
right.
Yes. We're working on our self-love.
1% better every day.
Yes, self-caring. All right. So we did enjoy Pump It or Dump It. If you do have some more viral trends that we did not actually talk about, again, feel free to send us a DM and maybe one day we'll talk about it. But right now we're going to go on a quick break and we'll be back.
Laugh, learn, and love with Breaking the Silence. We'll be right back.
Great news. We are now streaming on 2 new platforms. For our viewers across the United States, you can watch us on Frontier Communications Channel 726. Fios by Verizon Channel 792. For our viewers in New York, tune in on Dish Channel 39, DirecTV Channel 42, and on local antenna 42.1. Take note and spread the word. We will never stop striving to bring you the quality programming you deserve. Thank you for your viewership and unwavering support. We are LFN, and we are here to stay.
Breaking the silence. Your story matters. Your voice deserves to be heard. Join the conversation.
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Who do you turn to when your best friend sinks into depression? Where do you go when your father faces moments of hardship? How do you help your sister when her world falls apart? As a faithful viewer, you know that help is just a phone call away. But it's not just for you. Our 24-hour helpline is open to everyone, day or night, free of charge. If someone you know is struggling, share our helpline number with them. They can call 1-888-332-4141 or text us 1-888-312-4141. Men and women of faith are ready to listen, pray, and guide anyone in need. They don't have to face life struggles alone. LFN's helpline is where problems are heard and prayers are made.
On Breaking the Silence, we aim to broaden your horizons on a variety of topics.
I don't care who you are, fair is fair.
Beneficial advice you can use in your daily life.
You have to maximize, retirement.
Let's explore today's topic together on Breaking the Silence.
How do you build a new life from scratch? How do you reclaim your power and your story when you've been through such a difficult time, when you've been through the bottom of the pit? It seems like it's really hard to bounce back. But today we are going to be talking about it. We're going to give you some tips on how you can actually step by step go to another chapter in your life. Right, ladies?
Yes.
We are actually talking about a blank page. Because when you lost everything, when you're really, something happened to you, it was really devastating, and now you're starting from scratch. You're starting from square one. So it could be like a blank page of your story. Another chapter ended. However, now what am I going to do with this blank page? The thing is about what's powerful about this blank page. So you can do everything. You can do anything. However, there's also a downside to it. If you don't do anything, nothing is going to be written.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you have to prioritize skill building versus past regrets or past mistakes, past failures. Like, it's never too late to learn a new skill. It's never too late to go back to school. It's never too late to get your GED if you dropped out of high school or to learn a new trade. And in fact, there's a lot of different platforms that they offer free courses, free skill building. So it just takes the time for you to maybe learn something new or try something different. Because I remember when I was in college, I went to school, I started actually being a music major. And then, of course, in your beginning of the year, you have to try everything. And I end up changing my major because I just love programming more, than music and things like that. So it's just you never know what you're going to fall in love with, maybe even later in life, There's a lot of people who they start over. They have a new career. Maybe everybody else in that career is young and they're a little older, but they took that risk. As you said, you'll never have a new chapter if you don't start somewhere. So go ahead. There's a free website that I know. It's called edX, and it actually offers very skills in different fields, and it's offered by Harvard, Yale, Princeton, all of these prestigious colleges for free. So the only thing you pay for is just a certificate at the end. But if you want to just have the skills, you don't pay anything, and it just takes a couple of hours a week on the computer. You don't even have to go nowhere. You can do it on a Saturday or Sunday, and you'll still be able to rebuild that new skill for yourself.
Another thing is reclaiming your seat through self-advocacy. Let's say, for example, you go on an interview and you present your resume, and it starts off well, but then there's kind of a gap. And you're asked what happened here. What you do is you answer with resilience, with assurance. This point or this period here, I was going through a major transformation in my life, which helped me and equipped me to be better at, this or that, whatever it is that you're going for. So reclaim your seat through self-advocacy. That's something that,
And I was also talking with some people where it says like, we'll answer in person, you know, because it's like sometimes when you write it on the paper, they see it and they're like, okay, whatever, no, I'm going to skip this person.
Yeah.
But when you give them that answer, like we'll answer in person or we'll discuss further, then they'll be like, let me call this person and let me see. And you also have a chance for them to get to know you before they just read it on the paper.
Exactly.
Yeah. And, you know, both of you mentioned it, advocacy, skill building, they're all great. However, when you do such a massive, drastic change, unfortunately, you end up not completing or achieving all of them, you know? So do something really small and start from there. Because imagine after a heartbreak or after a major difficult situation in your family or in your finances, you sign up for this class, you sign up for yoga, you sign up for this to build your schedule that you don't have time to breathe. That you feel that if I do this, I sign up for this class, I sign up for this, and this, I'm so busy that I'm rebuilding myself, I'm writing a story. However, at the end of the day, you're just tired, you are drained, you're stressed out, you're burnt out because you get upset because you're not able to go to one of the classes because, you know, you're running out of brain juice. You don't have any more brain juice. You're just like, why am I signing up for this? So you have to take it step by step because we like to fill up our schedule with all of this stuff and think and convince ourselves that I am writing a new story. Yes, you are. But when you're doing it slowly but surely, you're going to get somewhere. But if you're just trying to fill it up just to fill it up, then you're going to be on a drain because you end up not achieving anything.
You know, and you have to network because it's like if you're starting that new story, you need to have some people in your corner, on your side, you know. So if you're not willing to network, if you're not willing to go after people who are maybe already in that field or trying to get to that field like you are, then you're not going to be able to accomplish as much as you want. Like you said, what if you get to that moment where you want to give up, where you're like, oh, I'm tired. But then you have that network where those people are like, hey, I didn't see you in class today. What's going on? Are you okay? They'll kind of bring you back to reality. And there's also this story of this guy that I remember. I know I have a lot of stories, but there's this guy that I remember, and he was just like trying to figure out what he wanted to do with his life. So he went to a rich neighborhood and he was just knocking on doors, and he would just go and be like, hey, how did you afford to live like in this house? What do you do for a living? And one day he knocked on someone's door, and the guy actually took the time because he was like, wow, like, I admire your drive. I admire like that about you. And he ended up letting the guy intern at his business. You know, he ended up paying for the guy to go to college to learn training for that field. And today he's working actively with that person just by him knocking on the door. Like, of course, you have to be cautious, you know, with today's society, but you just never know what putting yourself out there where it will result in.
I like that. And, you know, that reminds me of also having a transformational mind. You know, you gave your example. I have another example.
We love examples.
So I know this person that he went through a really, really rough situation. You know, it didn't work out in his marriage, and he basically lost everything because, I mean, kids were involved and, you know, business and properties and stuff like that. A whole bunch of stuff was involved, and he found himself at a loss. But what helped him bounce back even stronger and better was that he had that transformational mind. So he said, OMG. Right now, I don't have anything. What can I do? So he started searching. He started inquiring. And, you know, whenever you do that, you step out and do that, to your surprise, you will find things or places that you can go to, even for free, that's going to spark an idea. And because you already have that drive, it's going to help you pick up. It's going to help you do. So he started, you know, he joined like this channel where they showed how to make like cups and shirts and things like that. And so he started doing that on the side. And besides that, he started investing in one property, renting it out, you know, making it make money for itself. And with that, he went on and so on and started doing it to a point where he is like, financially speaking, he's fine. He's good. He's not at that point where like, okay, where's my next meal going to come from? Or how am I going to pay for rent, for my car note, for this, that, and the other? Because he had that transformation of mind. Even when he hits a hurdle, he doesn't panic because in his mind is like, his mind automatically goes to, okay, what can I do now? How can I make it work for me to a point where, you know, I'm not working harder, but I'm working smarter.
And I was going to say that, like, we have to have, like, whoever, when they're starting over, they can't be afraid of failure. Because with failure, don't look at it as, oh man, I messed up, I made a mistake, but look at it as like, okay, I know what not to do next time, but also as a stepping stone to make you stronger. Because it only takes one yes, you know, it only takes one yes. You may get 1,000 no's, 1,000,000 no's, but when you get that one yes, that's what's gonna matter more to you than all of the no's that you receive. So like, go ahead and just take that first step. Just go out and do it, and don't be afraid to hear no. Don't be afraid to fail, because you already have a no. You already have that. So it's like, imagine if that's the place that's going to give you the yes.
And when you're starting to build something from scratch and you envision something great, it doesn't come from night to day. It's not happening like that. So also in this process, you need to be patient. You need to be perseverant. You need to trust the process. Again, with those step-by-step processes, or even like actions, little actions that you can do, signing up for a class, networking, doing something. Because again, as we've mentioned, this blank page is very powerful. But then if you don't do anything about it, or if you just, not do anything, basically close the book, right? Close your story and say, I'm going to be stuck here in this past and not do anything. Then, of course, that big dream that you've envisioned, that you have a dream to be this or this person, or to be a better mother, to be a better friend, to be a better person when I meet someone, or maybe have a skill set that you're going to be proud of yourself, then you have to persevere towards that goal. You have to be patient, because again, one of you said about failures, no achievement that is great comes without failures. Like if you even see, people that are famous, public figures, or those who have succeeded, like if you ask them, if you sit them down for an interview, you going not to even count on your fingers how many times they failed before they actually say, hey, this is the right way to do it, or this is the product that I'm going to launch, or this is something that I'm going to teach. And then now it has been really something, influencing a lot of people. So again, don't be afraid of failures, but also remember to be patient, because again, patience, when you build that foundation, that foundation remains strong, because it's not something that you've built, just very, 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 very few days, or just a few months. It's something that you've built over time.
Exactly. You reminded me of the story of KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken. When he started, oh my goodness, the amount of no's that he got, door closed, door after door was just closed and shut in his face, and it took a long time for him to be able to, build this, this food chain. But the way it is now is like you see it all over the world. But the amount of no's that he got, the discouragement, the disappointment, the sadness, all of these things that came. But as Angeli said, perseverance. Nothing good comes easy. You have to stick with it. You have to persevere. If you truly believe it, then go ahead and do it and go all the way.
And the breakthrough always come right when you're on that breaking point of giving up. Everybody you hear, they're like, man, I just was like, I'm going to do it one more time. And if it doesn't work, I'm giving up. And then that's when they get the, the breakthrough. So like when you're at that breaking point, just remember, like, the breakthrough must be coming if I'm already here at the breaking point.
All right, so viewers, we got it. I hope you were taking notes, because we got some good tips today. So reclaim your power, persevere, be patient. Actually, right now, we're going to go on a quick break. So take notes of those things that you are going to do today. All right, so we're going to go on a quick break, and we'll be back.
We will be right back with more Breaking the Silence.
I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
Setback and comeback. Every setback has the potential to become a catalyst for an even greater comeback. It all depends on you. Everything that Job had worked hard for, had loved and invested in, was brutally stripped away by evil spiritual forces. The injustice was a stark contrast to the blessed life he once had. His physical and emotional pain was evident to all who witnessed his bitter grief.
I apologize, man.
As many shook their heads and turned their backs because of his shame. The urge for Job to sink into depression and the temptation to blame God for this cruelty was constant and intense.
I don't know what to do.
Yet he refused to deny his faith. Instead, he clung to God despite the circumstances.
I apologize, man.
And in the end, Job's faithfulness and humility forged a stronger bond with God and enabled blessings and healing to flood back into his life, double for all he had lost. His shame was removed, and God was glorified through his life, and still is through his story today. This principle of trials and testing, plus faithfulness and humble perseverance, that finally culminates in God's divine turnaround, is an eternal principle that is still at work today. As children of God, we need to expect trials, to see the spiritual wisdom of God at work in the pain, to recognize his power moving even in the darkest times, and to stand firm in faithfulness until the end, when his blessings and strength will flow into us. Whoever passes these trials will have their spiritual strength multiplied, their relationship with God deepened, and will become shining lights of God's power so bright that darkness has to flee. So don't be afraid when tough times come along. See them as catalysts for supernatural change that God wants them to be. Keep your eyes fixed on him. And never, ever, ever give up. Count it all joy, my brothers, when you meet trials of various kind, for you know that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness. And let steadfastness have its full effect, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing.
Let's continue the power of connection. Breaking the silence, where women come together to uplift, support, and celebrate each other. Your journey continues right here.
Hey, I have a proposition for you, both of you. Let's sign up for a class. Hey, we gotta start building. We gotta start building our skills.
Which class?
We're gonna figure that out later on. But we are starting. Hey, start small.
Yes.
Start small.
Start somewhere.
Yes, start somewhere, and then
The idea is what counts.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you show and prove that you love yourself. Despite all the stuff that you've been through. Yes, I know it's hard.
Yes.
But you are making it. You made it through another day. You made it through another break in the silence. But even though you made it through another break in the silence, you made it with tips that you can actually apply to see those changes, right?
Exactly. And it only goes up from here, you know.
Yeah.
It's only going up. So that's why you have to invest in yourself so you can keep going up. That's the goal, for you to keep elevating yourself.
There you go.
Yeah, and even if it's just showing up, you're showing up for yourself. So keep showing up and you'll get there, okay?
Yes.
Again, if you do have any opinions, ideas, any topics that you want us to talk about, please scan this QR code, Breaking the Silence _talk show, and you can send us a DM, and maybe one day we'll read your opinions, your ideas, and topics, and we are going to be talking about it here on the show.
We
okay?
are.
I know you love us. We love you too, okay? We love ourselves too, but we are taking a break. Maybe a long break. Not a long break. We are going to come back tomorrow, okay?
Yes.
Right now, we'll have to say goodbye.
Bye.